All right, and so here is the function rule that you were supposed to find on your Canvas notes. Again, if you have not done so, this is a terrible rectangle. If you have not done so, please go ahead and go do that now. I cannot draw a rectangle. This is just this is terrible. Let's try. Let's just, instead of doing a rectangle, let's do something easy to do, like a T-table, because it would be difficult for me to mess up a T-table. Okay, that looks pretty decent. So here were the numbers: -1, 0, 1, 2, and the other numbers were 4, 1, 1/4, 1/6. No, that's not right. That's the one that we just did. I'm off today. Let's just erase all of this and start over. Okay, so here's the problem that you were supposed to do on your own on your Canvas. Again, if you have yet to do this problem, then you should probably, as soon as I get it written down, you should be getting into, you should do it and then come and check your answer. So here's my function rule. Notice on the left-hand side, we are going up by ones. That's good. On the right-hand side, what's happening? We're going from 5 to 1 to 1/5 to 1/25. This is obviously multiplication that's happening, so I know it's exponential. And notice that I am becoming smaller as I multiply things. That's usually an indication of decay. So what am I multiplying by to have that happen? Well, it looks like I'm dividing by 5, which means that I'm multiplying by 1/5. Right? Dividing by 5, which means I'm multiplying by 1/5. Dividing by 5, which means I'm multiplying by 1/5. So I have all the ingredients for my function rule. Y equals a times b to the x is my rule. Starting value was here at 1. So that's 1 times b. Remember, it's the number you multiplied. So that's 1/5 to the x. So there's my function rule for that particular table. All right, if you had a hard time with that one, make sure you're asking questions to clarify before you move on. Otherwise, let's do the next example. So now we're going to graph exponential decay, which is kind of like the reverse of what we were just doing over there, meaning that I'm going to start with an equation, and then I'm going to make a table. So there's my equation that we're going to make. It's 0.5x to the x power. I'm going to plug in these values, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. These are all just values around the origin. It's a safe way to go. And then I'm going to plot them as points on my graph over here. So I need to go like this far over. And yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and start plugging these numbers in. Y equals 0.5 to the -2. Let's see here. 0.5 to the -2. Well, remember that 0.5 is really 1/2, right? And 1/2 to the -2 power. Negative exponents make a reciprocal, so I know that that's really 2 squared, which is 4. So there we go. That's 4. So y equals 4, and I plugged that in right there. Now we're going to do the -1. Y equals 0.5 to the -1. And if you're paying attention to this over here, that just means it's 2 to the 1. So this is 2. By the way, if you're wanting to, you can use a calculator to solve these as well. Just remember that you're going to use the little caret symbol, or the symbol that says x to the y, or y to the x. And then please make sure to put -2 in parentheses, otherwise your computer gets your calculator gets confused. So, all right, let's continue on. Y equals 0.5 to the 0. Anything to the 0th power is always equal to 1. So that's 1. And then we've got 0.5 to the 1. That's definitely 0.5. And then y equals 0.5 squared. So that's 0.5 times 0.5, which is 0.25. 0.25. All right, I've got my points. Let's go ahead and plot them. And we're going to change the color to something dark. Let's go this ugly, disgusting green color here. All right. So we're going to need to go up 4. So I'm going to go 4 up there. So my first point is negative 2, 4. Negative 2, 4. My second point is negative 1, 2. My third point is 0, 1. My fourth point is 1.5. Stop it. And my fifth point is 2.25. There-ish. So I've got my curve, and notice that it kind of goes down. It's just like that exponential growth curve we did in the last lesson, in that it approaches the x-axis, but it doesn't actually cross it. It gets really, really close to it, but doesn't cross. All right. That's what we've got for this lesson. Go ahead and do the practice one on your Canvas notes, and we'll see you back here in a second.